Jamal Niaz here for Seconds Out with Callum Smith after what was a pretty strange main event, wasn't it? There was a lot of bad blood in there. Liam felt he was hard done by getting hit after the end of the rounds, and he returned the favour towards the end of the fight. How did you see that finish? What did you make of it from first glance?
It was just strange, to be honest with you. It was shaping up to be a bit of an okay fight. I thought Liam bossed the first two with his jab, and then Hassan started throwing a few wild shots around three, caught Liam a couple of times, and it looked like it was going to turn into a bit of a decent fight. And then he seemed to he took two knees for no particular reason, and in my opinion looked for a way out, which is bittersweet for Liam. Obviously he's come out the winner and he moves on and moves forward, but it's not the way he wanted to win. He'd like to have finished it properly, so he's disappointed from a personal point of view and obviously for the fans here, but I believe Hassan gave the ref no choice but to do what he done.
You can see that he was angry there afterwards. Has he calmed down after the fight? How's he looked afterwards?
It's not his fault, Liam. He got in, he done his part. It was more his opponent looked for a way out and he's moaning after it, but he took two knees for a knee twice for no particular reason, so you can't give the ref the option to do what he done. But it's just frustrating. Fans pay good hard-earned money to come and watch a fight, and I believe they were robbed of that tonight, which as a fighter you want to deliver and you want to please your fans, and Liam didn't get a chance to do that tonight.
Like yourself, Liam's got massive fights ahead of him now. He's looking at the winner of the Charlo Zhu fight, but obviously the Eubank fight is ever looming because of the Boxer deal. Just in terms of what's next for him, do you think the wise move would be to sit out for the winner of that world title fight?
Either or. I think you've just got to, because I think in certain divisions, a bit like myself, when one fighter's got more than one belt, it becomes a bit of a backlog, a bit of a queue for who's next in line for it. And Liam's got good rankings with a couple of the belts, but you don't know whether he'd be next in line for the winner. I'm not too sure how it all works, so I think until something's offered to you can't accept anything or can't make a choice. And the winner of the Zhu Charlo fight's offered to Liam, you bite your hand off for it. Same way if the winner of the Eubank Ben fight's offered to him, you bite your hand off for it. At the minute, none of them are in concrete, so he's got to just sit and wait and see what opportunities come up, and I'm sure he'll take the best one.
And for yourself, obviously, another stunning knockout win, back-to-back knockouts. The Beterbiev fight, is that the one that you're waiting out for now?
Yeah, but I don't want to wait too long. If I'm hearing he's injured, I'm not too sure on the details of it and how long he's going to be out for, and what's happening with the anti-Yarde match. I'm not too sure, so I'll sit with my team and want to know a little bit more detail and know how long I'm going to have to wait out. Then if it's going to be too long, then I'd like to fight in the meantime. I don't want to sit out the ring. I was out for 11 months before that fight and 10 months before the one before that. It's not enough. I'd like to stay active. I've always believed I was at my best and I was active, and I can say ideally I'd like to come off the final eliminator and fight for the world title next, but if certain things get in the way and I'm left sitting waiting, then I'd like to keep active.
I mean, in your weight class, you're blessed with a lot of top British guys, and that's ultimately is what's going to sell pay-per-views for yourself in the future. You know, those Buatsi, Anthony Yarde type of fights. For yourself, is that what you're relishing once you've accomplished that goal of getting that world title?
Yeah, of course. As a fighter, you always want to be involved in the biggest fights possible and the best fights possible. Me personally, my goal is to be a 2-weight world champion. That's the goal I've set myself. I've been world champion before at 168. I believe I can do it at 175, and that's why I entered the final eliminator. I want to fight for the title. I want to become champion. Whatever happens after that, we'll have to wait and see it. But my goal, first and foremost, is to be a 2-weight world champion, and I believe I can do it.
And just going back to the Liam Smith Eubank Jr. talk as well, that was a guy that you was obviously eyeing up in the World Boxing Super Series. You know, there was a chance that you was going to fight him in that final as well. A lot of guys seem to think that Conor Benn could get the finish on that fight, where I want to know what your opinion is based on what you've seen.
I think it's an interesting fight. Obviously, I think the fight's a lot bigger than because of the father's names, obviously, but it's an interesting one because of the weight difference. In my opinion, I think Eubank's too big for him. It's a middleweight against a middleweight who's campaigned as super middleweight against a welterweight. He may be a decent sized welterweight, but he's a welterweight. The catch weight and the weight and the rehydration clause may play a factor, may even it out a bit and may turn it into Conor Benn's favour, but I don't know what the rehydration clause is. I don't know how much make him, was it 157, will it Eubank? I think only Eubank will know that, and we'll know that on the night, but first and foremost looking at it, I think Eubank's too big for him, but I'd say the weight restrictions do make it a little bit interesting.
Finally, as well, for yourself as a scouser, combat sports in this city is absolutely booming across boxing and MMA. Just what you've seen from Molly's obviously here tonight, Molly and Paddy, what they're doing in the UFC is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing well. They're winning. They're getting a good buzz about them. They're getting a lot of people backing them, and it's good for the city. They're getting people watching combat sports, and I say they're generating a good buzz around themselves. They're publicising themselves well, and they're both backing it up in the ring, which is the most important thing. Everyone can talk the talk, but not everyone can get in there and back it up, and they seem to be doing that at the minute, and say fair play for them. MMA, boxing, we seem to be doing great at the minute, as you've seen tonight with Natasha, Jonas. We're on a good run, and hopefully we can all continue it and carry it on.
Yeah, you mentioned that as well, old teammate of yours, Tasha Jonas, getting her to see her achieve her dream as well, unifying the division. Played a massive part in your journey, in your camps as well. What's it like to see her achieve her dreams as well?
Yeah, just massively proud of her. She's had a tough, long, hard road. She lost early on in her career, and a lot of people wrote her off after it, and people always used her age and stuff, and she seems to be getting with it better with age. She's improving all the time. She's on a good run of form. She's now unified world champion, and I've got every confidence in her going and getting the other 2 belts as well. She's performing better now than she ever has done, and it's nice to see. She's a diamond of a girl outside the ring, and she deserves everything she gets.
Really appreciate your time, Callum. Thank you.